What's up, Metal Summoners? It is so great to be back with you. We are rocking out on a Tuesday. We are having a double dose of the Metal Summit this week. You get 2 episodes for the price of 2 episodes because we are just all about putting together these great episodes for you, jamming, rocking out, and just having a good time. As always, this is your Island of Misfit Toys. We've got Angel Alamo, and we have myself, and we are jumping right into all things fun, all things flirty, and just all things, of a good time, because the fact of the matter is, Angel, I think it's about time to always answer that lifelong question. You want to know what love is? I want to know what love is. We are being joined by Double Vision this evening, the ultimate foreigner experience. And Chandler, we can't appreciate you enough for rocking out with us. So first and foremost, thank you and welcome to the Metal Summit.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. I heard a lot about your show.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Hopefully all good things.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Awesome, man. Fantastic. So first and foremost, why don't you let us know about the formation of Double Vision and what the Foreigner band has meant to you to want to put together such an amazing tribute act?
Yeah, well, I mean, Double Vision started in 2018, and we played our first gigs in 2019. We've been playing ever since. Went straight through COVID, did everything we could. We did live streams from the couch, all that kind of stuff. And then we went full back into it. And, we've seen some good success in some parts of the country. And, we're just, we keep chugging on and, trying to do the honor to Foreigner's music, the best honor we can and the best tribute we can. And it's really, with our band, it's really focused about the music, because a lot of tribute bands have a visual thing too, and as do we, of course, but we want to make the emphasis on the sound and getting the sound of those songs right and make people feel that kind of emotion from that, because they remember how the music sounded. And so that's what we try to do. We try to fly the flag that way,
Absolutely, man. 100% for sure. What can you remember as your earliest Foreigner experience?
My earliest Foreigners. Well, the funny thing is, I haven't really been into them for that long. A lot of people would tell me it sounded like Lou Gramm, and that's kind of when I decided to throw my hat in the tribute ring, so to speak.
Sure.
Something, because there wasn't really hardly anybody else doing Foreigner as far as a tribute. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say the best memory I have is like in the 80s, hearing like songs like Say You Will or I Don't Want to Live Without You, because that's kind of when I was growing up. I missed the earlier 80s stuff because I was like 2. So, but I do remember that late 80s stuff. And then, in the early 90s, they were kind of out of the picture more or less. But I caught the tail end of it in my, with all my, reminiscing my memories and stuff like that. But,
Sure.
I obviously studied their whole discography since and all their hits. And I mean, it's great. So
Awesome.
Happy to be doing it.
For sure. And before I kick it over to Angel, just out of curiosity, I mean, I kind of feel like I would know the answer, of course, to this, but have you seen Foreigner with Kelly or Lou solo live?
I have not seen them with Lou ever, but I've seen them with Kelly a couple years back, a couple times actually.
Nice.
Got to see them on Fox and Friends and hang out with them there, and I also got to see them in Red Bank, New Jersey, as well a couple years ago, and they're great. I mean, I really modeled the band after the newer version of the band, because the new version of the band is just so tight and buttoned up. And a lot of people tell me I sound more like Kelly than Lou, and that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Sure.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I think he's a better technical singer anyway. I mean, I think that Lou has more of a, what do you call it? Unique, voice, as a uniqueness or character to his voice. But Kelly Hansen just does it. They tour. They have such a rigorous touring schedule that he just nails it night after night. And it's crazy to me. He's just a monster, that guy.
Absolutely, for sure. Let's kick it over to Angel for a little bit and change it up a little bit. Hey, Frankie, how you doing, brother? Thank you for tuning into the show and hanging out with us. But go ahead, Angel. Take it away, brother.
Just want to say, man, thank you again. I've seen Foreigner twice this year. Looking forward to seeing you guys Saturday. Tickets are still available. You guys are playing Saturday night at the State Theater in New Brunswick, New Jersey, which is right off the train station. It's within a walking
No, it's
distance.
actually the New Brunswick Performing Arts Center next to.
I'm sorry, New Brunswick. Yeah, New Brunswick Performing Arts Center. My apologies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right next to the state.
Dance to the wrong venue, Angel.
They have a couple of venues. They kind of have like the similar names, which is funny, but
right. They're right next to each other,
walking
so
distance.
I'm sure they figure it out. Yeah, totally, right next to each other. It's
walking distance
really,
from the train station.
Oh, totally. So yeah, man.
So I want to know when you guys do the set list. How do you guys come up with the set list?
We've been using a similar set list for most shows. A lot of the songs, like the openers and the closers, are usually the same, but in the middle, sometimes we change stuff up. There's only so many songs you can do. We have a few B-sides sometimes we throw in, depending on how long we play. But generally, it's pretty much the same, and it's pretty much akin to the set of Foreigner now, even though they do fewer songs. We do more songs, and they do a lot of solos for some reason, but I guess because they're playing a lot, and he needs a break, singer, but we have to play, as a tribute, we have to get all the hits in there and as many songs as we can. So we're usually playing about an hour and a half to 2 hours of a show. And so we're getting all the songs that you think are in the set. They're going to be in there, and maybe a couple surprises too.
So we all know that Foreigner, this is going to be the last year of their touring. So what are your feelings?
I have a lot of feelings on that, actually. It's interesting because as a tribute, when nothing against them, but when the original artist is off the market, sometimes it can be an opportunity for us. We'll have to see how their audience, if their audience will come over to us, because some of them probably don't see us if Foreigner is touring, because we got tickets to Foreigner or whatever, right? So, but we hope we can offer a similar experience when they're gone, and we'll just have to see what happens.
And so, one of the cool things with Kelly Hansen is that he has some of the best intros. Like when I saw him live before they went into Dirty White Boy, he kind of talked about having, the romantic side and then the lusty side. And when he was saying that, I was just rooting for him. I'm like, yes! Like, he when he does the intros, like, do you ever try to mimic that?
You mean when he's talking, like bantering in between the songs, talking to the audience?
Yeah. He's the best frontman for that. Like, nobody does great. He gets you really hyped up for the next song. Like, when he got me hyped up to hear Dirty White Boy, and I was fucking ready.
I know. I've listened to a couple things that he's done, and maybe subconsciously taken a couple things from him. I usually try to create my own kind of thing and just talk to the crowd as they are, because every crowd's different. So I just have a conversation with them and see what happens. Some stuff is like tried and tested, but some stuff is just off the cuff. So you never know what you're gonna get. That's the part of the show that's always up for grabs.
John will kick it back out to you. Excuse me.
No worries. Absolutely.
You all right?
For sure, brother. Absolutely. When it comes to how you want to set up the set itself, when you've got an hour and a half to 2 hours of material, like you said, that you perform when it comes to Double Vision, there's also a certain amount of stamina that's going to come along with that. How do you kind of model yourself? There's that old saying, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. How do you kind of model your own style when it comes to performing, resting your vocals when they need to be rested, but as well as also setting up a set list that's going to allow you to your vocals to excel?
Yeah, that's a good question. You have to take into account where, where the songs should go, at certain highlights. Certain songs work in certain places of the set well. You have to be able to crescendo and decrescendo the show, bring it up here, bring it down here, bring it back up. And then also at the same time, I mean, at this point, I've kind of been singing this stuff so long now that I can kind of not really have too many vocal concerns about it because it's so much muscle memory. But yeah, at the beginning, I was definitely thinking about where to put songs in the set for that reason too. But now I just kind of do it as far as just where the song goes the best in the set. But yeah, it's definitely stuff that's not easy to sing because it's all over my range. It's low, it's high, it's in the middle. It goes all over the place. It's actually something that what I like about it because it's like I get to give those different parts of my range rest, and it's not all in one spot. Like Journey, for instance, if you've ever seen a Journey tribute band or just heard Journey in general, you know that those vocals are just kind of all up in that high range all the time. And that's very difficult. That would be way harder. But so I think Foreigner is more dynamic vocally, but at the same time, I'm able to take rests no matter what, just because the songs have so many different colors and ranges to them. So
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Talk a little bit about yourself, just kind of becoming like a singer. One of our co-hosts often likes to ask, was so-and-so your first instrument, depending on the guests that we're interviewing at any given episode. Did you fancy yourself a singer when you got into music? Did you start off playing anything else?
No, I started singing about 22 years ago, something like that. And actually, that's not true. I played piano when I was younger. It never really took, but it did stay with me, my formative years. And I did recall some of that knowledge later on. But when I really wanted to pursue music, singing was kind of what I went to. I was in a Judas Priest tribute band, not a tribute band, a cover band, let's say. They were just getting together and playing some songs. And they said, "Hey, you can sing, right?" I was like, I sing in the shower, sure. So I'll come down and sing. And, I couldn't get through 2 songs without blowing my voice out. But there was something I loved about it, something so rock and roll. And I knew I had to stay with it. So I kind of figured out and learned and sought out, advice and help and tutelage to be able to do that. And so it just kind of went uphill from there. But I haven't been singing since I was a kid or anything like that. I've really only been singing since I was 20, 21, 22, something like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. The rock and roll gods must have had it out for me because the aforementioned co-host who I took that was this your first instrument question from is the guy who just popped up on the screen. So no, what's up, Steve? How you doing, brother?
I'm excellent.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, Steve, go ahead and get down. So basically just a quick recap. If you hadn't heard the beginning of the interview, we were talking about Chandler's feelings on Foreigner hanging it up. If vocals was his first instrument, how Double Vision got started, and how he tailors his set. So just that's the quick little recap of questions that we've covered. But let's kick it over to you, my friend.
Well, just to be a testimonial to Chandler and his amazing band, I have seen them quite a few times, and I'm not kissing his ass because he's on the show. I can be a testimonial that I am a fan, not just a fan club president.
Damn.
So the question is, how did the name Double Vision come about? Who came up with it?
Well, I did. I started the band, formed the band, and came up with a name. I knew I wanted a name to simply tell people that it's a Foreigner tribute without telling them it's a Foreigner tribute, So I knew that Double Vision just hit me like that, It's not the most original thing, but it does quantify or put everything together and say, this is a Foreigner tribute. So you hear that name, you think of Foreigner. So, yeah, that's basically it. Nothing crazy or complicated with that. Just a formulaic kind of thing, I guess.
And do you have a favorite song by Foreigner?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That seems to change a little bit. I would say either Urgent or I Want to Know What Love Is. I Want to Know What Love Is a great crowd song to sing with the crowd.
Right.
I love the dynamic of it. It's actually much more difficult song to play than one might think. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. And Urgent is just has a cool vibe, cool groove. Love that, down and dirty kind of thing. And the way we play it anyway, we kind of play it like the modern band does it. They do it a little differently than they did it back in the day. So I really like that. I really like that too. Also, That Was Yesterday's a great tune. Say You Will. Fool for You Anyway. That's one of my favorites. It's just like the most beautiful ballad that really kind of flew under the radar with them. They really didn't have, I mean, maybe in the maybe earlier, like before I was kind of around, but I had never heard much of that song before I actually heard the remake of it on their Can't Slow Down album from 2009, which is a great freaking album, by the way.
Yes.
I don't know if you love that album from start to finish.
Me too.
Killer album. And they have a remake of that song on there. And, it's great. It's great.
Nice. Should I continue?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Steve, roll with
fan
it.
club president.
Okay. Have you met any of the members of the band, the original band?
I have met, let me see. I guess I technically met Mick Jones at a meet and greet. And Kelly Hansen, not Lou Graham or any of the original guys, no. But my drummer knows a couple of those guys, Al Greenwood, Dennis Elliott. He knows those guys. I've never met them, no. But yeah, definitely I met, at the meet and greet, I met all those guys, the newer guys. And I mean, like I said before, they are just a slamming band. Killer. I still can't believe they're hanging it up, after this coming year.
Well, do you think Kelly's going to go back to doing Hurricane, or do you think
That's a good question. I don't know. He might. I'm sure he's going to stay active and do some recording or playing or something. But I mean, with their rigorous touring schedule, I don't blame him. But I heard he wants to be a chef more, because I think he's a chef too. So
he is.
He has a restaurant somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking chef.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. It's a lot of money in that.
That could be a new YouTube channel, like Chef Karaoke or something with Kelly Hansen.
Yeah.
Right.
Cooking karaoke.
And I ask every that I interview that's been on our show and my show in the past, do you sing in the shower?
I do, and that's probably how I started singing, actually. But no, not often anymore. But no, that's how I did back in the day when I was trying to find my voice, discover my voice. But it's bathrooms are an interesting thing because you have a lot of reverb in there usually, so it sounds nice. It always sounds good in the shower. But I'm usually singing so much and doing so many gigs that I don't need to. I'm usually resting my voice, inhaling steam in the shower.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. Fans, just to let you guys know, we have Chandler on limited time. We have him for 30 minutes today because he actually has an interview right after us. So we definitely want to make sure that we respect his time. So, Angel, I'm actually going to kick it up to you so we get a little segment of the fan questions that have popped in so far, because I see that Brian and some of our other Metal Summoners have put in some questions, and we just want to have enough time for that. But yeah, Metal Summoners, everybody who's watching, pump in whatever questions you want to ask Chandler. Now the time is to do it because we have him for about 10 more minutes to respect his time. Angel, it's all you, my guy.
We have a fan question. You have worked and or toured with several well-known musical veterans, even receiving Grammy nods. What are some of your favorite memories, and did you carry forward any lessons learned from them?
Wow, that's a tough question. I mean, it's an expansive question, rather. More recently, I played with Punky Meadows from Angel, and we did a record. It came out in 2016, and he showed me how to do my hair properly, spray my hair.
Oh, You
That's
could
the.
shoot some tip
Yo,
on that because I need them
look who
too.
just walked in. This is Sean from Double Vision right here. Oh, thank you.
Hey,
Sean.
Look at this guy.
Hello.
Now you
Hey,
got
happy
two members of
birthday.
Double Vision here. I'm sure he's got stories
Sean, get in on this, dude.
too.
Don't be shy, man. The camera loves you.
Sean's birthday the other day.
What are we getting in on there?
Well, we're talking. A fan asked about stories like we've worked with different professional musicians, obviously, including ourselves. But I don't know. What are some stories you have from the road?
Nothing like that weird. Just good times. I mean, that cruise was cool that we did.
We just did a cruise. Yeah, we did a cruise back in January.
The guys
I can never think when people ask me questions like that. I can never think of specific incidents. Like so many things have happened, but I always blank out.
We're not that crazy.
No, no, exactly. We're very un-rock and roll in that respect. But,
Well, let me highlight a portion then real quick of Myra's question. Is there anything that kind of comes to mind of like maybe a lesson that you learned when you were working with somebody that just kind of benefited you going forward? Other than Punky Meadows showing you how to do your hair?
Yeah, exactly. Now I think of it. Well, Tony Harnell from TNT was a mentor of mine, and I took vocal lessons from him for a few years. And he was like a brother to me at one point. Really super talented singer, and he always told me that you have to service the song. It's all about the song. When you're recording, when you're writing, when you're performing live, it's the first thing that comes first is the song. What does the song need? What are you doing for the song? And so I always think in that, and I think in terms of that, and I always felt that helped with being dynamic and being a dynamic singer that I consider myself, and being able to step into different situations. I think that's always helped to put that first. And that's a interesting thing with Foreigner, because they have so many different colors and different songs, and like one song like Double Vision is a completely different song from I Want to Know What Love Is, or Urgent and Blue Morning, different kinds of pop and rock.
Yeah, they definitely have their own dynamics.
Yeah, and so we have to. So Sean and myself and the other guys in the band, they have to have different sounds on their instrument. They have to do different things all the time. You have to be really dynamic to do the Foreigner stuff. And I think so. I've definitely learned that lesson. I think from Tony back in the day.
Dynamics,
yeah.
Dynamics and timing.
Yeah,
timing is huge. Huh.
Definitely.
Right on, man. Right on. Right back to you, Angel.
I did this.
Were there any name considerations before you decided on Double Vision?
No, I think I just came up with Double Vision. Right.
Yeah, I never heard any other versions.
No, it was just Double Vision. Like I said earlier, that name just stood out to me as a name that was gonna be something that people would, think of Foreigner when they heard the name. Without hearing the tagline, the Foreigner experience. They just hear Double Vision and they know, okay, that's Foreigner. So, so if somebody at the marquee didn't put that Foreigner experience on the marquee, they see Double Vision and they'd be like, okay, that's a Foreigner tribute.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot. Somebody would know what that was.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the name.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
And a question from Brian: If you decided to cover a non-Foreigner song live, what would it be?
Oh,
We've done that. We've done that actually.
American
Really?
Band, for sure.
Sean likes when we do. We've done. We're an American band a couple times. We've also done Rock and Roll Fantasy by Bad Company, and I like doing.
Yes,
Bad
that
Company
one kicks ass.
Yeah, because to me, Scott, our drummer, would disagree with this, but I feel like Paul Rodgers and Lou Gramm are from the same school of singing. Bluesy hard rock. Lou Gramm's kind of like a high range Paul Rodgers. And so I think the Bad Company fits nicely with Foreigner, if I had to choose.
Paul Rodgers did the Queen stuff.
Yeah, that too. And you mentioned Queen.
Yes,
That's funny.
Queen.
Queen's the best. I mean, look at a song like "Cold as Ice" with all the vocal harmonies at the end. That's a very Queen-like song at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty layered. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that cross, but and we've also done Highway Star, Deep Purple. We all love Deep Purple. So yeah,
Nice.
So yeah, good question.
Because we know Bad Company. It's safe to say that they're done because of Paul Rogers having the mini stroke. And,
I know about that.
All right, so it's safe to say, but it's cool that you guys are definitely doing Bad Company covers because that's another awesome band.
Yeah, no, I mean, once in a great while, if we do like a double encore or have extra time or something, we'll pull out something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll try to keep it all Foreigner when we can.
Nice.
Just entertain the audience.
Yeah.
Any crazy fan stories? Do you guys ever have stuff thrown at you? Pennies?
Blank out on this stuff.
We
I was
fans
out on
one time.
fans hiding in the tour bus.
Yeah, well, tour bus, another thing. So, but yeah, we have these audience mics. We have these microphones that we put by the stage to get the
on either side of the stage. Yeah.
right, to get the ambiance of the crowd. At some venues, you need that. And one time, some fan came up to the microphone and was singing into the the audience.
He was like gripping the thing, singing.
Right. And so we hear that in our ears. So it just like blew our freaking heads off.
Yeah.
But so
other than that,
is that all we got? We're not very exciting, are we?
The dressing room hasn't been raided. We haven't been like accosted.
We haven't chucked any TVs out a hotel window recently. Unfortunately.
We gotta get some better stories.
Hey, there was still a young band, so what can you say?
Nice.
Yeah, we're always trying to do different stuff, and we're always trying to. I can tell you, we're always trying to outdo ourselves. Like, for instance, in our New Jersey shows and some other shows, we're starting to do. We have a choir with us to do "I Want to Know What Love Is." We have a choir this Saturday at New Brunswick Performing Arts Center, and that's going to be great. Because we had a choir last year when we played in New Jersey for our Christmas time show as well, and that's something that we're going to highlight and something that we kind of do. That's another thing that Foreigner does. So, but we're privileged to be able to do that because we don't not a lot of bands get to play with like a 20-piece choir on stage. So,
Yeah.
And the band itself is already 7 pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of.
Well, we got you guys for 2 more minutes, so
Yep.
I still want to be respectful of your time. So.
No problem.
No worries.
Absolutely, for sure. Steve, let's kick it down to you one more time, man, and then I got one more question of my own, man, and we'll cut the guys loose.
Okay, first of all, happy belated birthday to Sean.
Oh, thank you.
So I've known Sean a long time as well because he used to be in a little band called American Angel for like a very short.
Oh.
So
Yeah, man.
yes. So the question is, what can we expect for the new year besides the choir? Could we see you guys doing like a Vonage Foreigner show? The band Vonage, the Voyage. Sorry, Voyage.
Voyage.
Oh,
like a double bill kind of thing.
Yeah. We would do that. Depending on the location and the schedule, which we've done before. We've talked to our friends at Almost Queen about doing some shows with them. We're really just going to be playing as many shows as possible in more and more places. We're going to be in Kentucky next year. We're going to be in Kansas. We're going to be in Florida. We're going to be in a lot of other places that we don't normally get to. So we're just constantly trying
some new markets.
Exactly. Constantly trying to get out to different places that we haven't been to and keep the flood moving across the country, and beyond, hopefully. So
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Right on. That's awesome for sure. Almost Queen is actually playing in Baltimore next month, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them because I'm a huge Queen nerd.
Yeah, great band.
They're great. They're the best Queen tribute you can find. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So this question is really solely for myself. You mentioned like little tidbits, like, when encores allow for it, or just like fun songs outside of the Foreigner catalog that you guys like to play. If it's not already in your catalog, a personal suggestion from myself is something I would like to hear as the Metal Summit's resident vampire is that Lou Gramm did one of the themes for the Lost Boys in in Lost in the Shadows. Is that a song you guys have done, or is it a song that you guys might consider?
Have to look into that.
I never even heard of it. Lost in the Shadows.
Please. If I could give you guys one little thing to check out after this interview, that would simply be like, just pull it. I mean, you can find it easily. He did a whole music video for it, but if you can YouTube, Lost in the Shadows, Lou Gramm. He did it as a solo song for the Lost Boys movie.
No, I didn't know that. I would definitely check that out for sure.
It's so good.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome.
For sure. I know he's done. I know he's done a few. I know we played Midnight Blue before, and just between you and me, we did a piece of that on
kind of a one-off.
For somebody one time, like acoustic or something. But yeah,
cool.
But no, I didn't know about that other one. We'll check it out for sure.
Definitely, for sure, absolutely, man. Well, real quick, let me kick it up to Angel. Angel, has anything popped up on the board that we need to cover? Any fan questions?
No, like I said, we appreciate your time, man. Even if it's 30 minutes, like I said, bro, we appreciate your time.
Oh, of course.
And you guys are going to be playing in Violin, New Jersey on January 20th at the Landis Theater, my favorite place to see a show. That's a kicking ass place.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. And this Saturday, New Brunswick Performing Arts Center in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And
my hometown, 20 minutes away.
Yeah, December 29th at Penn's Peak as well in Pennsylvania.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. That place is so cool. It's like up on a mountain. It's like so rad.
It is.
Yeah. It's a giant log cabin on the mountain.
It's like a big ski lodge or something. Yeah. It's
totally. That place is so cool. I saw Quiet Riot in Black and Blue there. It's a pretty wild time. It was definitely a cool one. Hell yeah, absolutely. But Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much for tuning in real quick to this very special episode of the Metal Summit on Tuesday. You guys are used to seeing us on Wednesday. We will see you guys, of course, tomorrow night with our featured guest. That is the band 24 Thorns. So we will see you guys tomorrow night. But we want to give a special shout out and appreciation and thank you to Double Vision, the ultimate foreigner experience. Chandler, Sean, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Our biggest thing, the stuff that matters the most to myself, to Angel, to Steve, is that you guys had a good time, even on a shortened amount of time, that you felt respected, you enjoyed the questions, and you just enjoyed your being here.
Always, brother, always, and we'll happily do it again anytime, man. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your support.
And thanks
Appreciate
for the
it. We'll definitely take you up on that for sure. Absolutely. Hang out for just a quick second when we go off air, guys. But thank you guys so much, Metal Summoners. We love you guys. This show doesn't exist without you guys. Make sure that you're following Psycho Steve on psychostevepresents.com. You can also find him on Instagram as well as Facebook. Make sure you're following Angel Alamo at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram, and you can find his personal page on Instagram. on Facebook as well. Make sure that you're following us at the Metal Summit on Facebook and YouTube. And you can find me at Just a Rock and Roll Junkie, Just a RNR Junkie on Instagram, as well as my personal page, my Salem J page, all that good stuff on Facebook. But more importantly, make sure that you guys are getting out to support Double Vision when they play live. Follow them on all of their social medias and everything that they've got going, so you know when they're performing, when they're coming to a town near you, and just when they've got cool things in the works. It's all about having live music out there, so make sure you guys are getting out and supporting them, buying merch, and just letting them see your smiling faces. You know, that's the big thing. So on behalf of the Metal Summit, for Angel Alamo, for Psycho Steve, and for myself, we appreciate you guys so much. And thank you so much to Double Vision. We appreciate their time very, very much. We will see you guys tomorrow night for a new episode of the Metal Summit with 24 Thorns. You guys take care. Have a great rest of your evening. And we'll see you guys in 24 hours. Take care of each other. Look out for each other. And have just a great time and a great night. As always, you guys have been watching